Israel's parliament has approved a major part of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's controversial plan to reshape the country's judicial system. The vote is final because, unlike in the U.S., there's no second body of government to vote on it. The decision does significant damage to the power of the state's Supreme Court. Police clashed with protesters outside of the Knesset during the vote. President Biden urged Israel to slow down on this judicial overhaul, saying in a statement, quote, "Given the range of threats and challenges confronting Israel right now, it doesn't make sense for Israel's leaders to rush this. The focus should be on pulling people together and finding consensus." I want to bring in Paul Adams. Now he's a diplomatic correspondent with our partners at the BBC. Paul, talk to us about how this vote impacts Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's power in the state.
Well, Lilia, this is an objective that the Prime Minister has had since the beginning of the year because he has a coalition of extreme nationalist and extremely religious parties. He needs to recognize their interests and to represent their interests. And one way he is doing that is being to tackle the authority of Israel's Supreme Court, which those two constituencies regard as hostile to their interests. What happened today was that the Knesset, the parliament, just on the hill behind me, passed one small part of Mr. Netanyahu's reforms, and it has the effect of limiting the Supreme Court's ability to challenge government moves on the basis of whether or not they are reasonable. It is a significant victory for the Prime Minister, but no one is under any illusions that this is the end of the process. In fact, if anything, it's really just the beginning.
That's right. I mean, the opposition keeps coming from every sector, it seems, of Israeli society, including more than 1,000 Air Force reservists who threatened not to report to duty if the package was pushed through. Some have already taken action. What does that mean for security there?
I think this is a very, very grave concern indeed. As you say, more than 1,000 reservists, including key personnel in the Air Force and the Special Forces, saying that if this particular measure went ahead today, they would simply refuse to show up for reserve duty. And this is a country that leans heavily on its experienced reservists, a country that has grown to expect over the decades of its existence that people will drop everything and come to Israel's defense if there are threats that need to be addressed. Those people, those key personnel have said, no, we're not going to do that. And so that does create, at the very least, the potential for this country's security, which is so important, to be severely compromised.
You know, and with world leaders, including our president here, President Biden, urging Israel not to pass the reform, what do you expect will happen next?
Well, Lilia, it may not be the end of the process. In fact, the opposition have said they want to take this measure passed today to the Supreme Court, the very body whose authority is being undermined, to try and challenge it. That may happen as early as tomorrow or the day after. There are going to be multiple other challenges. You've got the labor unions threatening an all-out general strike. You've already had some companies observing a strike even today. You have economic consequences with the decline in the value of the shekel, the Israeli currency. So there's all kinds of fallout, which the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, who, by the way, has been in hospital twice in the past week alone and has just had a pacemaker fitted, he's going to have to tackle all of that. He was on the floor of the Knesset today. He looked in pretty good shape, but I doubt that his doctors really wanted him to be there.
I can imagine that. Paul Adams, thank you for your reporting. Diplomatic correspondent at the BBC.